We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Mario Kendricks. Miami Dolphins brought him in as a tryout player, then signed him. I can definitely see why they would like him. His athleticism is insane. Like, he has some really good first step speed. Like, he tested really well. You can see that, show up on the tape. And, like, Dolphins signed, like, 3 of those guys as tryout players as UDFAs. Now, the reason I really wanted to highlight Kendricks is the type of player he is. I feel like this is the type of player the Dolphins are looking at with that first step, those movement skills. So, like I talked about with Chop Robinson, when they line Chop up on the interior, his ability to cross people's face on those stunts, work as like a crash player, that type of thing. I think that's kind of where, they would have Kendricks come into play. He was a tryout player, UDFA. His chances of making the team, very unlikely. Always a chance for practice squad, though, which is, a type of thing. He definitely has his weaknesses, like very undersized, not great versus the run overall, pretty much in every facet. And then I think as a pass rusher, it's a little more about consistency with his plans and stuff. Like, but the flashes are definitely there. That's where, like, you take your chance on him. But it's just the movement skills, and I feel like that's what the Dolphins really are valuing within this new defensive scheme that I'm noticing. Some of the players they're buying in, especially on that defensive front, is those first steps, those movement skills, being able to create disruption. It's not always about finishing, because I didn't see Kendricks finish a lot, but he really got after the quarterback. You can see the movement skills really well from this angle. Like, look at it, the first get off, he gets engaged, and then boom. Like, and you look at his RES, it's really high, even though his size is like as low as it can get, because he's very undersized. But then the movement skills, the 40 time, all the other stuff was in the green, which is really nice. Plays like this are what I really like. Obviously, there's no like loop guy behind him here, but look at Kendricks and his ability to cross his face. Aligned as a 3-tech, and then the quickness to just get underneath his face, dip his shoulder. Now, if they have a guy looping here, like, look at how much space he could possibly create on the interior. That's why, I like keeping in a guy like this, because I think this is a skill set they really need, because they're, with the interior guys, after Sealer, they don't have a lot of studs. Like, I think Tart is definitely a startable player, but after that, it's a lot of guys who are definitely backups, and you got to create some pressure with these stunts, blitzes, their timed up calls, and you need athletes like this that can really cause problems on the interior. And I really do think Kendricks is that guy, and those are the plays that I just really wanted to highlight. Is just plays being able to cross his face, and his movement skills are so impressive. And that's kind of like what I'm looking at when it comes to these defensive tackles. Here's another example. Here he gets held up and isn't able to finish, but you can just see him lined up as a 1. Good job with his hands there, fighting. Like, he just doesn't have the greatest length either. He does a good job fighting with his hands. Boom, toss him to the side, hit that club, and then chop over the top, and then rip. And you can see the fluidity get after the quarterback. He was bending back. Throw that right elbow back. If you throw this right elbow back, it forces your hips to open up and get to the quarterback. If he doesn't get pulled right there, he definitely gets the sack. So he definitely gets held. I don't think he gets the call. I didn't see the flag. But yeah, just really impressive movement skills from Kendricks. He flies around the field. You can see some of the movement skills here too. Like, he's definitely needs to work on like awareness, because here's the screen. He's not getting blocked here. But look how fast he moves upfield. He's upfield so fast when, not getting blocked. He still basically disrupts the screen because he gets into the quarterback's face as quick as you possibly can. So those are the types of traits that I like to see from an interior defensive tackle. That, there's, especially when it comes to a guy that's like a tryout player, usually you're not seeing much. Like the other 2 tryout players I watched, personally, I need to see more from the offensive lineman. There was barely any film on him, so I'm gonna, keep comments on that for now. The DB, I didn't see too much, the kid from Wisconsin. But yeah, Kendricks, I do think there is potentially something here. Maybe practice squad, you keep a guy like this on. Wouldn't be mad about that at all, because his athleticism is special. And it's not just straight line too. Like, he moves well when he has to change direction. For him to go upfield this fast, and, it's Sam Howell, who's a pretty athletic quarterback. Dolphins faced him last year, and he ran, pretty well on them, even though Washington got destroyed. For him to change direction that fast is very nice. And those are the types of things you like to see. Here's just another example of him crossing the face of someone, getting underneath, rip underneath, force that interior pressure. Because your first step is so quick, they can't slide. This left tackle has to slide. They're trying to slide their protection on the right, and then pull, the guard across. This is a very Dolphins-like protection. They run this a lot. But then it just creates all that pressure, forces that, the ball to go out quickly. These are the things that you want to see from the interior guys within this Dolphins system. And I think Kendricks is that type of skill set. It's just, he has a lot of other things to work on that, he might not make it as an NFL player. Plus, that's why he's a tryout. and such. I really wanted to focus on those traits specifically because I think that's what he's best at, and I think that's kind of what the Dolphins will be looking for at that defensive tackle position, especially when they start to add to it, either down the line next year, whatever it is. These are the things I think we should keep notice of, because Kendricks does really get after. I do like his pass rush ability. Here hitting that club, get underneath. I think he plays with some pretty good core strength too. Like, he definitely has low center of gravity. Like, he's a very short player for a defensive tackle, and he's able to bounce off some contact, which is really nice. Absorb it, and then keep able to bend, get to the quarterback fluid. Love his movement skills overall. That's kind of where I feel about him as a player. When it comes to these tryout guys, they very rarely ever make the team, so I wouldn't put any money on that. But I do think out of the tryout guys, I would say practice squad I could see, because I think he has some traits that potentially could work within this system. Like, I could see how he would fit if he ever did have to play like a snap or two or something. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Mario Kendricks thing. I haven't really uploaded much because I was fighting demons sick this week, like the most sick I've ever been in my life, so it was rough. But I think I'm finally starting to feel better. So if you guys did the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Expect to see more Dolphins stuff coming down the line, more streams, things like that. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.